Hi there, Aikenknees Rly here. Today I'm going to be changing out the traction wheels and tires on this USA Trains custom painted F3a diesel. Had it for a number of years. I've been procrastinating changing out these wheels, and this is now the springtime service that I do them all on the gearboxes and stuff, and I will show you how I do it anyways. Okay. First thing we're going to do is turn it upside down in a nice protective area so that we don't do any damage to the paints or anything. And we will change out these tires right here. Sliders still look pretty good on it, everything else, but we'll take the gearbox apart and we'll check everything, make sure it's all lubed up and that everything is good, and we'll go from there. I'll do the front truck. That's probably all I'll do on tape. Well, we'll see how fast it goes because the back one is pretty much the same thing. Starting off, we start disassembly. Phillips head screwdrivers and screws. Pulling it all apart. Just remember that these covers only go on one way, the 4 screws being the lead gear, and it's usually on the outside of the locomotive. Okay, pop this cover off, take a look and see what's happening on the inside. Wow. Looks pretty dry. That's okay. We're going to lube and white grease it as well. Here's your wheel axle with traction tire. Side frames go in there. And there it is. The gears actually look quite nice. There's no missing teeth. There's no rounding or grooving of the gears. But I don't like traction tires because, in my opinion, it puts too much force and stuff on the gears. So we'll be changing these out and putting in a steel set. Just remember, where the brass bearings are, the bushings are, they have little flangeways in them. They have to fit into the grooves into the plastic truck. If not, it won't sit right and it will not engage your gearing. We'll lubricate everything. I use a pneumatic tool oil for lubricating. I've been using it for 30-40 years. It's been working quite well for me. Right from my American Flyer back to the days when I was in HO. It's very compatible with plastics, rubbers, ferro and non-ferro metals. It works really, really good. And it is multi-viscosity. Okay, so there we go. Alright. Now, I'm just going to wipe off some little excess oil that fell on there. I'm also going to add some white grease. I use engine rebuilding grease. It's a very fine white lithium-based grease. It is also multi-viscosity, compatible with rubbers, plastics, the whole 9 yards. Again, I've been using it for 30-40 years. I've had no issues with it. I find it never wears off and it sticks to everything, so it's very good lubrication. I've been using it on trains for many, many years. It's also cheap, available at most automotive supply stores, and it's been around forever. Very good stuff. Okay, just clean it off so I don't get everything everywhere. So like I said, you know, right here, there's these little flangeways on the brass bearings, or brass bushings. They have to fit within the grooves, or you really end up in the trouble. You also have electrical pickups here. You got to make sure that they're on the bottom side of the wheel. And the axles also fit into the side bearings of the truck as well. So we'll just gently put those in here. Got a stubborn one here. There we go. And again, you want to make sure that these little flangeways fit into the grooves that are cut into there. And this one didn't. This one popped up on me, so I may have to look at that. Okay. One of our pickup shoes fell off. They just literally fall in. They're just held in by gravity, and they get spring loaded. They literally just go in. They have to be freewheeling, free motion. Okay. I have to pop this one out. Pop this one out here so I can lift it up, change the flange. Okay. Okay, square it off. Sometimes it takes a little tinkering around. We will get it in here. Okay, so we got the flanges in on both sides. It's engaged with your worm gear off the motor. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to lubricate up the, see that this front one, it moved. It popped out. It's not good. Okay, there we go. Nice and square, nice and square. We'll oil up the front bushing. Like so. Okay, make sure everything is engaged, and it is. All the flanges are nice and flat. We'll grease up the front axle. Just remember, sometimes too much lubrication is worse than not enough. And that'll spread out amongst the gearing. And right on. Time to put the cover back on. Like I said, remember, these only go on one way. You got 4 holes at one side, 2 at the other. Make sure they're on the right side. And your sliders are moving quite freely. And the wheels are free. They've moved into the gearing. Okay, and then we'll just put all our set screws back in. Just snug these screws down. You want to make sure that the gears haven't crawled up on top of the worm gear. So once this is snug, we will check to make sure everything is lined up and still free of movement. Okay, there we go. Right on. Okay, snug these up and not too tight. You don't want to pull the threads out. Got to remember it's a metal screw going into a plastic or an acetal housing, and it can strip, and you don't want that to happen. Okay, there you go. The only last thing to do is I'll do the back truck. Then after that we'll do a running test just to make sure that everything is still working. Okay, this is the other end. Same thing. Okay, cover was a little stubborn. We did get it off. Same thing. Gears look really good. No chips or anything. Now, I guess I should mention that a lot of people do have to take the side frames off to do this. I find that there's enough play, and if you're gentle enough, you can get the job done without removing any of the side pieces. Okay. Worm gear looks really good. Same thing. They wore really nice, so I'm quite happy to see that. No, and actually there's I'm going to recycle these gears. I'll put steel wheels on here because even the gearboxes, or even the axle gears, they're not split or anything. They're in very good shape. I'm quite happy to see that. Okay. Okay, we got the brass bushings in the little flanges are in the little grooves and stuff. We'll oil up the other side. Okay. And like I said, so far I like what I see. I like to put the lids back on everything because if you're like me, I tend to spill stuff. So, okay, all right. We'll replenish the white grease. Okay, she's all lubed up, put back together. Sitting on a little piece of test track here, and we'll just cross our fingers and hopefully everything worked right and she'll run like supposed to. Look at that. Any sweeter and it'd be all wrong. No noises, no grinding, runs nice and smooth, nice and quiet. Good. So I just got the B unit to do, and then these units will be all ready for another season of running on the Aikenknees Rly. Thank you.